the go. This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
You've seen the small, colorful flags marking the ground around construction sites, and these small markers serve a big purpose, keeping construction crews and you safe. The flags are there to tell anyone digging into the area to avoid the utility lines that are below ground. But do you know who to call before you dig? Today's date is a simple reminder to keep everyone safe. Valley News Team's Molly Casey has more.
The safest thing is just to stay away from them.
Just beneath the ground surface, you'll find a variety of lines for utilities like gas and electricity, and they can be dangerous to hit. But there is a way to find out where those lines are.
You call 811, locators will go out, mark the lines.
811 is Call Before You Dig Day, and Trudy Warner of Cass County Electric Co-op says North Dakota One Call is a free service that saves homeowners and local utilities from unnecessary repairs.
If it causes an outage, we need to send a line crew out to find where it was damaged, repair the line, get people back on.
Not only is striking a power line dangerous, hitting a gas line can be a health and safety risk. And the Fargo Fire Department has already responded to 5 calls of hit gas lines this month.
We bring 4 engines and a truck and a battalion chief.
Assistant Chief Tim Benfit of the Fargo Fire Department explained that gas lines can be turned off or pinched off, but serious damage will be done to your budget.
If you don't call before you dig and something happens, you are responsible for it. Whatever it costs to repair that is on you.
Those repairs will run you $3,000 to $7,000, so Benfit says you're better off using the free 811 service, but does have advice if you hit a utility line.
Immediately leave the area, call 911, and keep everyone away.
From Fargo, Molly Casey, Valley News Live.
The assistant chief says it's a lot to call before you dig, and if you are planning a project, you must call 811 48 hours in advance. Coming up after weather, an important reminder to put your phone down while you're driving. This is after this crash sent a person to the hospital today in Glendon. Plus, if you're planning on heading downtown in the next few hours, you may see a warning from Fargo police. And Robert, it's been a quiet start to our weekend, but we see cooler temps tonight.
Yeah, another cool night tonight, another wonderful night to leave those windows open and let the cool air on in. Good sleeping weather, live look outside on the Coronado.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team Skycam Network. Sunset just a few minutes ago, and the last of Friday's daylight is fading off towards the west. Current temperature 70 degrees after topping out in the low 80s. Winds are calm here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Temperatures elsewhere across the region, mostly into the 60s, but in addition to that 70 here in Fargo, we've got a 70 in Fergus Falls, 68 Valley City, also 68 in Devil's Lake, off towards the east, 68 also in the Detroit Lakes area. Winds very light. They're going to be calm to very light as we head through the overnight hours tonight. A cool night out there. You may want to grab a jacket if you're going to be spending any length of time outside later on tonight. The cloud cover that we had earlier, most of that has since faded. Along with that, the earlier showers and even some very weak thunderstorms, those have all faded as well. It is dry out there. We're going to stay dry through tonight and through most of tomorrow, but we'll start to see some rain chances increasing as we head through the weekend. Some showers and thunderstorms off towards the south and portions of South Dakota. Severe thunderstorm just north of I-94 in extreme western North Dakota. That storm sliding off towards the southeast will not be affecting our area. Off towards the national map, showers, thunderstorms making their way through heavy in the portions of northeastern New Mexico. Some showers and storms also over portions of the eastern U.S. One severe thunderstorm in west central Ohio. For us, as we head through the overnight hours tonight, again, it's going to be quiet and it's going to be cool out there with temperatures dipping down into the 50s in most locations with very light winds to calm winds. As we head towards tomorrow morning, we'll start to see just a little bit of cloudiness approaching our western counties. And as we head through the afternoon and evening hours, more cloudiness encroaching slowly into our western counties, and then that chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Best chance across the Southern Valley for some storms and maybe some isolated showers across the Devil's Lake Basin. As this activity continues to slide off towards the east, better chances off towards the south. Another piece of energy rolls on through, giving us a chance of rain Saturday night and on into Sunday. Here in Fargo, we're going to start off the day on a cool note. Temperatures in the mid-50s. By lunchtime, though, a nice warm-up on into the mid-70s. Later on in the day, could see an isolated shower or two, and temperatures warm into the low 80s. Picture of the day, a full moon over Fargo. This from a few days ago, a gorgeous shot sent into us by Donna. Thanks so much for sending that in. Going to use that as the backdrop to our 7-day forecast. The weekend is here, and it's looking okay on Saturday and not so okay on Sunday. Low 80s Saturday, upper 70s on a Sunday. Good chance for rain, especially the southern half of the valley. quiet day and warming up on Monday. Some mid-80s, upper 80s with some late day storms Tuesday. Those showers and storms could continue into Wednesday and early Thursday. Briefly cooler on Thursday before warming back up on Friday.
You know, it's interesting to see that weather pattern with severe weather kind of hit that midweek.
Yeah, I mean, we could see some strong storms as we hit through the middle of the week.
All right. Thank you, Robert.
You got it.
Authorities believe distracted driving caused a rollover crash that sent one person to the hospital earlier today in Clay County. It happened north of Glendon just before 5 o'clock this evening. Authorities say the driver went off the road, hit an approach, and the car rolled end over end multiple times. The driver was the only one in the vehicle and had minor injuries, but was taken to a Fargo hospital by ambulance to be checked out. Officers say this crash serves as an important reminder.
Not to take your eyes off the road, even for a minute, to change the radio station if it's possible. He was in the curves and looked away, and this is what happened.
An off-duty deputy and several other witnesses called in to report that crash. The father of a woman shot and killed by a Minneapolis police officer last month told a crowd of several hundred people, quote, "Justine should not have died." About 400 people gathered at the Lake Harriet Bandshell in Minneapolis to honor Justine Damond. Damond was killed July 15th by Officer Muhammad Noor after she called police to report an apparent assault outside of her home. Speakers, music, dance, and other activities that Damond loved took place as a symbol of healing and peace. Her family traveled to the U.S. from Sydney to attend the memorial. Several family members spoke, including her father, who says he's crushed with sorrow but is determined to get justice for Justine. The service ended with a silent walk around the lake. And Damond was set to get married in Hawaii on August 17th. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is investigating the shooting. They say Officer Noor declined to interview and under state law is not required to. If you're going downtown this weekend, you'll likely see signs strategically placed by police in the bar bathroom. They read, "It was, quote, just a bar fight. A guy was mouthing off to me, so I punched him. I didn't know he was going to hit his head and die." Police say they have seen an increase in aggravated assaults.
That number of drinks, whatever it is, you know, or have someone who can recognize those type of triggers and can walk you out of there or get in between you and that other person, so it doesn't escalate to situations where it's going to ruin and affect the rest of your life.
Police say this campaign isn't related to the fight that happened outside of the Hodo, where one man and another were injured. It's Friday, and it's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Christopher Powell is wanted for felony probation violation, aggravated assault, and terrorizing. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on him. A man that's protected and served Cass County is retiring after nearly 42 years. Cass County Sheriff's Office Deputy Richard Majerus, he's going to be taking off his badge at the end of this month. He started on the force back in 1976 and worked his way up from a corrections officer. Majerus says lots of things have changed in law enforcement over the years, mainly technology playing a large role.
Back then, a lot of law enforcement didn't have bachelor's degrees, but the new recruits coming today, they are so much better trained, so much better educated than we were when we started.
Majerus' last day in office will be September 1st, and the department plans to honor him with a going-away party. Some folks spent hundreds, others just spent their time this morning at the 3rd annual Sheriff's Auction here in Cass County. Most of the items of interest were these rifles, shotguns, handguns, and pistols. The Sheriff's Office tells Valley News Live most of the firearms were seized or forfeited by the court, and state law does mandate they sell off the items. And while the department says they've seen every type of firearm during these various tense situations, events like these are important because they say it benefits you, the taxpayer.
You know, the auditor, the treasurer, the social services, us. It can go to wherever those funds are needed. So the more money we raise, obviously will benefit, and it's a savings to the taxpayer also.
More than 50 people were on hand trying to outbid each other and maybe get a good deal on a new gun. Drivers can expect some lane closures in Moorhead next week. If you drive on 8th Street in South Moorhead, you're going to see some lane closures and occasional delays when a resurfacing signal and sidewalk project starts on Monday. Crews will begin the sidewalk work and preparatory work at the intersection of 37th Avenue. Traffic impacts will be limited to lane closures where crews are going to be working. Significant delays are only expected during the paving portion of the project, which will take up to a week in September. The work is expected to be done by the end of September. The spring radio ratings are out and shares of the radio audience over the entire week. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop tells us which stations are popular right here in the Valley.
In talk radio, KFGO was the #1 station in the market, but down from the November ratings. WDAY talk radio is a distant #2 and also down from the November report. In country, it is neck and neck with only 0.4 of a share separating Froggy and Bob FM. Both country stations were up since November. The Duke was a distant third. In hit music, pop stations, it's also neck and neck with just 0.4 of a share separating Big 98.7 and Y94. Among rock stations, 107.9 The Fox narrowly beats the surging 106.9 The Eagle. Both The Fox and The Eagle were up from November. Q105 and Mix 101.9 bring up the rear. Among sport talkers, 740 AM, KNFL, also known as The Fan, was on top and up since November. Meanwhile, Bison 1660 was a distant second. Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
To take another look at the numbers, just head over to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. And with just a few bucks and a little luck, you could drastically change your lifestyle tonight. And hopefully you've already had your ticket or one or two of the lotteries with a jackpot topping $350 million. The Mega Millions jackpot being pulled tonight is up to a whopping $393 million, while the Powerball jackpot being drawn for tomorrow, that one's up $356 million. The odds of winning either are extreme: 1 in 292 million in Powerball, and then 1 in 259 million in Mega Millions. The numbers for the Mega Millions will be drawn tonight at 10. Locked and loaded.